What is going on? It is Wednesday. You know what that means? The best podcast on at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, the Inner Circle podcast. I am your host, Charlie, and this is my best girlfriend, Melanie. What's going on? How are you?
Good. How are you? Everyone looks so tan next to me. Like I look so pale. What the
Really?
hell?
It's the
Yeah.
lighting. It's the lighting. It's the lighting. I haven't gone on a vacation, so I need a tan. Puerto Rico's
Same.
waiting. Puerto Rico's waiting
Yes.
for us.
We need to go. We need that bestie
Top of the
vacation that we
year.
were supposed to have.
I know in September. We should plan for top of the year. January, you may catch us in Puerto Rico. Know that.
January. Yeah.
It's
Or we
almost
could
next
go
month.
for our birthdays in
Or
February.
February. Or February. We shall see. We shall see. But I wish it was this month though, because Bad Bunny is doing sold out shows
I
in
know.
this month. Like two, three
Last
shows,
yesterday made a year. Was it no 2 years, right?
2 years. Oh
That we
that,
saw
that
Bad Bunny.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
you popped my Bad Bunny cherry and we saw him at Barclays, was it?
Yeah. Barclays. Barclays, yeah.
That was a
You
good
see, you
concert.
could come to Brooklyn. She just comes to Brooklyn for the Bad Bunnies, for the Mark
Hmm. Or
Anthony's or the
Bruno
Bruno
Mars.
Mars, but not to come visit her
Wait a
best.
minute.
No, she's come to
Mad-
visit me. I play
Wait, Mark Anthony was
Madison
during my
Square.
birthday, Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We need a good
Madison
concert to
Square.
go to.
But hey, concert tickets are expensive. Like, have you tried to search any concert tickets lately?
Oh, Bad Bunny for January. That shit was
Well,
like $1,000 for a nosebleed seat.
yeah, but try like people like what is it, Summer Walker or Zot? Like, I heard her tickets
Summer
are like
Walker. I like
three
her
hundred
songs.
bucks. No, Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine Sullivan. I heard her tickets were like
No,
up there, like
because
300 bucks.
well, I heard that too, but I heard that she had to release a statement because people that were buying the tickets, they actually were reselling them for like 4 times the price, which is crazy because
Oh.
I know she could sing, but I didn't know she was like that popular. I would expect that like Bad Bunny, J Balvin or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's insane. I'm
No,
good.
yeah, I was like, but not only that, it's been a few other people, like again, the Bad Bunnies and stuff. What concert have you went to? Have you been to a concert post 2020
No.
COVID? No,
No, I
I
don't think
have.
so.
I went to see En Vogue.
Who? Oh
En
well,
Vogue
yeah. Yeah,
this
yeah, I remember
for
that.
Pride. Have I
You
seen
did it.
anyone else
I
post?
haven't. No, I haven't gone to any like big event. And besides, Astro World kind of scarred me. I don't want to. Not that I went, but like just
Hmm,
thinking about it, I'm like, I ain't going. So
facts. Well, I was definitely not interested in nothing Travis Scott. Like I said before on the show, I can't even name one song of his, so
I do
I
like his
wouldn't.
music. I'm not gonna lie, but not to the point where I want to be going to his concert.
I wouldn't know
Um,
nothing. But
yeah.
quick another good thing because we have a special guest that we're excited to bring on in a few. Arrington Foster. But speaking of actors and acting, did I tell you this little bit that kind of hurt my heart? I was
What?
supposed to. This is an inner circle exclusive because I haven't said this up to many people. I was supposed to have a little part in Hocus Pocus Part Two. I was
Oh
supposed to.
shit!
I was supposed to have a little part in Hocus Pocus Part Two.
What were you gonna
Obviously,
be?
I was okay. I got well. I can't get in trouble because I didn't do it, so it's not like I
You
signed
didn't
any
sign an
papers.
NDA, so
But
you're good.
basically, but casting directors are looking at me like, "Oh, he has a big mouth," but we're not gonna hire. But nah, I was supposed to be. They sent me the email, all this information. I was going to be like a fortune booth, like teller or something, like in a booth. Yeah, something like that in a circus type of thing. I don't know.
And where are they located? In Providence,
Well,
Rhode Island?
they're filming in Providence, Rhode Island.
That would have been a nice homecoming.
I know I would have had I definitely would have family there, so it would have definitely been easy to like stay. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of other obligations, because we're busy busy bees, I couldn't do it. It hurt my heart because Hocus Pocus like is my one of my favorites, and the fact that we're getting a sequel after like how many years. So that was a big bummer, but that's something I wanted to share since we have Arrington Foster coming on soon, in a little bit. Also, speaking of, did you hear the sad news that we kind of seen coming you kind of here for it. You said it yourself. Little Mix announced their separation. I don't want to call it a breakup because they're not calling it a breakup.
No, I think it's a hiatus. But did they
Yeah.
say indefinite hiatus? Because when I think of indefinite hiatus, I think of like Fifth Harmony.
No, but remember Black Eyed Peas, after their like the beginning album or something, they announced an indefinite hiatus, and they've come back years later without Fergie, but they have. So, but no, Little Mix, they said they didn't call it an indefinite hiatus. They said basically
they're taking a break.
A break. Mm-hmm. You know, two of them.
I think they deserve it. They went through a lot. Well, they went through a lot of shit. Two of them just became moms. Jade is in love with her boyfriend. What's her name? Leanne is engaged, and she's obviously like wedding planning, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I think that they needed a break. And then after the separation with Jesse Nelson, they haven't had a chance to like relax and like recuperate from that. Yeah. They've been making music and also like doing interviews, and I don't know. I think it's well deserved. And I actually love breaks for artists because they come back 10 times better and they come inspired. Like they don't whip out a bullshit album like fucking Confetti.
I know you don't like that.
I literally only like 3 songs in Confetti. Confetti,
let me guess.
Sweet Melody, and I actually like what is that one song?
Happiness?
No, Holiday. That's it.
Really?
I know.
It's not a horrible song. But
I like the beat.
Meanwhile, we have Jesse Nelson here trying to, I guess, release singles with Nicki Minaj and stealing band members' ex-boyfriends. I told you about this. Jesse Nelson basically dating Leanne Pinnock's ex-boyfriend from years ago. I think we've touched on this show, like, would you date an ex's ex or a friend's ex? Like, these girls were in a band together for 10 years. What's your I have so many thoughts on this.
If Leanne and him dated while she was in Little Mix, Jessie has no fucking girl code, and she's whack for that. I would never date. I could not date someone that my friend dated. Like, no.
But what about if, okay, I don't know. It's different for us because I'm a guy or girl. But let's say I'm a girl, whatever, and I was dating someone, and I went on a few dates with him. That lasted 2 months, but it was a few dates, whatever. It was like, nothing that serious, and we broke up after 2 months. You still wouldn't go there? And then he like tried to hit a move on you. You always thought like you wouldn't go there if it was not serious.
I feel like I'm so in tune with my friends that if it didn't work out with my friend, it's not gonna work out with me. There has to be a reason why it didn't work out. And it's not like my friends, like I could name the amount of girlfriends I have like with one hand. And I feel like with my girlfriends, I wouldn't see them as a reason as it not working out. Like I'm always rooting for them. And I feel like they're not the issue, it's always the guys. Because men are always issues. But just kidding. But yeah, I don't think that's even 2 months, 2 weeks. Like that shit is tampered with. You shouldn't mess with that.
Yeah, I have to think harder. For me, it's a little different because in the gay world, and that umbrella.
In the gay world, that's like, yeah, you guys are not married. It's fine.
Yeah, but we do have our phone lines open 646-801-3. That phone number just went
3583.
There you go. Everybody, so quick. We're bringing on special guest Arrington Foster. So if you guys want to hit us up, ask a question, chime in, definitely do so. But now, without further ado, it's time to bring on a guest that we're very excited to have on. It's been in the making for a while. We're welcome. He's an actor and from BET's Family Business. Let's welcome Arrington Foster to the Inner Circle podcast. What's up, dude? Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me.
How are you? Be the light. I love your shirt. I tell you,
Thank you. A friend of mine gave the shirt to me, so I love to promote friends. Like
there you go. The smallest things, right? There you go.
Yeah.
First of all,
be the light.
Happy belated birthday. I know you just celebrated your birthday recently, right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
That if it's still within, it was in
It
November.
was in November. Yeah,
Okay,
like a week and a half before Thanksgiving. So I appreciate
Oh
it.
come on,
no, just
Scorpio.
recent. Scorpio,
Yeah, I
water
know.
family over
Hey,
here.
I was gonna say, are
Nice.
y'all Pisces?
I'm a
I'm an
Pisces.
Aquarius.
Okay. So we
Oh,
got
I'm
because
a
we
Pisces.
said
Pisces. No,
February, right? The
yeah.
February
Yeah,
birthdays.
I
Ah, he
early
just
February and
well,
a late
here's
February.
what here's the thing though. I think I'm a cusp because my birthday is February 17 and then the 19th is a Pisces. So I'm
Yeah,
just there. Like
you have
so
some Pisces in you, so that's fine. That's good. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I had an ex was an Aquarius, so I'm like,
Oh
oh.
shit.
oh
But
I'm
I'm not
boy.
never,
gonna blame.
but
But
you
I'm
know
not gonna
what?
blame all
I'm never
Aquarians because my dad is an Aquarius and he's the most giving person ever. He's
Aw.
dope.
Oh, yep, that's
Yeah,
true. They
Yeah,
do.
that's
They are givers.
we are giving. We're giving to a fault.
yeah,
I will say
Hmm.
though, Aquarius men are different from Aquarius women.
absolutely.
Maybe I've never dated an Aquarius guy. I've always wanted to, but I think it would be too much like me, and that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can't have another Scorpio. That's too much.
Mm.
One of us got to be sane. No, I'm just kidding.
I love that. So let's get to know for the people that don't know Arrington Foster. Arrington, tell us, just where you from. Like, tell the people, you know, a little
Humble
bio about you.
beginnings.
Oh man. Well, I'm from the East Coast originally. I'm from Maryland, born and raised, PG County, DMV. What's good? Um, and I don't know. I just grew up always wanting to entertain. I did theater from a very young age. I did music. I did plays, musicals since I was like 10 years old. So I've kind of always known that I wanted to act. And yeah, I went to college in Texas. So I have a little bit of Southern there, near like Dallas Fort Worth, where I kind of honed in on my skills and my crafts a bit. And then after doing theater for so long, I was like, you know what? I really do want to do film and TV. So even though I did move back, me and Charlie had talked about some ins and outs, like jobs that we did in our early 20s, and so
Mhm.
I did end up moving back to Maryland for a little bit, like most people do after graduate college, because you don't got a job, you ain't got a place to stay. So my parents are very, very supportive in that aspect. And then I was like, you know what? I need to move to LA. Like, I want to do film, I want to do TV, I got to make this work. And yeah, so and here we are 6 years later, so. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
Nice. So when did you start? Like, at what age? Like, what was it? You hear a lot of performers, entertainers say, "Yeah, I
Mhm.
was always dancing," and my mom or dad always said I was always singing since I was like
Yeah.
2 or 3. What? At what age and what was it with you that, whether your parents or you knew, I love this. This is what I want to do, acting
Well,
wise.
listen, my parents even told me, for the people that are millennials in there who remember a show called In Living Single,
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about 3 years old and I was just obsessed with Khadijah. I don't know why. Like Queen Latifah, I was just like so obsessed. Um, and I always was that kid, kind of like what you said. Like there was no artist in my family. I think the only person, my grandfather, who just turned 91 on the 20th of last month. Shout outs to him. He would
Aw.
always encourage me to sing and dance around the living room. I was always, rehearsing lines. I would even make my little brother act things out with me. He would hate it
Oh.
because he's completely opposite from me. And I kind of always knew, but I didn't really know where to channel that, So I did what most kids do. I did sports. I even did a little bit of martial arts. But I was very much a singer first, but I was so insecure and like embarrassed to sing. So I did that in choir. I did that in honors chorus, and it was my music teacher. I would say I was about 10, 11 years old. Shout out to my sixth grade teacher, Miss Garrity, somewhere out there. She was the one that was like, you should do this play. And I was like, okay. And so I got to kind of use all my talents in one. And I guess that's when I could say I got bit by the acting bug. And it just took off from there.
Awesome.
What would you say is your big break? Like, would you say family business was your big break, or was there something prior to that?
Um, Definitely family business. I think that, when I moved out to LA, I pretty much had to start from the bottom. Like, it was never an easy journey. I had to go through all the rejections, the no's. I did student films, short films. I mean, you got to do the free shit, you got to do the free work. at
Yep.
first, to build up your credits and your resume. And then I was able to hit a few national commercials, so that got me out there a little bit. But when I tell you, it was just networking, God being at the right place at the right time, and this project, which most people don't know, Family Business was supposed to be a movie. When I got
Which we'll get
cast,
into. We'll
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
get
it was supposed to be
into
a movie.
family
So
business in a little
that
bit.
was definitely the big break for sure. And for me, I always say it's my, I don't even can say it's my big break. It's my introduction to the world, because if you look at most big actors that we love, you can look back in their career and you can be like, oh, this was their big break. But then you look back and like, yo, they did this TV show, that movie, that movie. So I just feel like Family Business was definitely the introduction.
I feel
I feel
you.
like I still got so much more to achieve and,
Yep.
to do.
In high school, you did. You said you did theater and stuff. Then you went to Texas Christian University. In
Mm-hmm.
Texas, as you mentioned. Would you recommend to any other actor, even myself, like I did, I've said this before on the show, I did in theater You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I did not play Charlie Brown, I played Linus. I always also liked acting and the arts and all that stuff. Now, I never really went to school. After high school, I didn't go, to a school for it or take acting classes. You as an actor and going to school for the education of it, do you recommend to people out there who may have that passion for acting or singing that, okay, you have to go to school and it will be maybe easier for them to get their foot in the door, or it's all about right place, right time, networking? What's your take on that?
Well, my opinion first off is that there's no one right way to do it or to be successful or to pursue this crazy business as an entertainer, as an actor. I have had friends that have gone to conservatories and that's where they studied, or they went to Juilliard or NYU or wherever, or Carnegie Mellon, and then they decide they want to go to New York and do Broadway or go do film and TV. I think because I grew up in, all black schools, all black neighborhoods, I wanted to go to a university where I was the minority so I could, you know, have a more well-rounded knowledge of people and things. And even though I studied theater, that was my major, communication studies was my minor, I still loved going to like football games, and I think all that prepared me to be more knowledgeable about just life in general. I'm the type of person, like, there I felt like as a kid you had two types of actors. You either had the weird crazy actors that were like very like the theater, nerds and geeks, and then you
Yeah.
had people that were like kind of normal. And I wanted to, definitely, I loved what I did, but I wanted to be able to go to a football game. I wanted to be able to have friends that like didn't do what I do, because then ultimately that helps you when it comes to experience when you take on different roles as an actor, as an adult. But I definitely believe in training. Absolutely. I think that if you want to do this, know your craft. That's first and foremost. And if you look at a lot of the great actors that we look at, whether it's Will or Denzel or Taraji or Viola, a lot of them come from Meryl Streep. A lot of them come from the theater. And I always say it's easier to go from theater to film than it is from film to theater. I feel like when you
Yeah.
have that training and that knowledge, you're able to reel it back versus bring it out, because theater is no joke. You don't have 5 and 10 takes to do a scene. You got one shot, and if you mess up, everybody's gonna know it. You have to memorize a whole play. So I definitely think it was very valuable to me to study theater. But once again, like I said, I had to start from ground zero when I moved to LA, and I had to take classes that were strictly for film and TV, and then, take improv, take auditioning classes. There's no right way to do it, but I would definitely say if you want to do it, just go for it and don't let like no's or rejection stop you. I actually experienced a lot of rejection in college, but I look at where next year it'll be 10 years since I graduated college. I'm showing my age now, but that was when I think about then to now, I'm like, I needed that so I could have the tough skin to come out to LA. Because when you go to New York or LA, you got to have a tough skin, because this business will eat you up and chew you out if you're
Mhm.
not prepared for it. And then I just look
Yep.
back and I'm like, well, look at where those people are that got casted all the time. Look at them now, and look where I'm at. So it just goes to show that
Everything
it's a
happens.
runner's game. You got to
Yep.
keep going. You got to be persistent. You got to have drive and ambition. If it was for the fame or the money, I would have left a long time ago. I truly love what I do. And I think that's why when people come out to LA, they're like, they come and they think they're, especially in this new wave of social media, people just automatically think that now, you know, you can just be an overnight sensation, which can happen, but you don't see a lot of longevity with those types of people because they miss the hard work and the hustle mentality that comes along with it.
I agree. Everything happens in due time. And you mentioned having like free gigs that you had to do. Did you have odd jobs in between? Because
Oh,
like, how did you pay
absolutely.
the bills?
Absolutely. See, mama didn't raise no fool. Not at all. I think I've done like most actors have done. I've waited tables. I've done retail. I was telling Charlie earlier, I worked at Six Flags.
Aw.
I've, you know, I've done a lot of different things. I think the thing that helped me the most, I always say, find that side hustle job that works for you. Not everybody is meant to be a server. Not everybody's meant to do retail. I ended up hopping onto valet. So I was parking cars at a casino near Baltimore. And I remember one of my friends was like, yo, there was a guy that used to work here. He was a dancer and he transferred to LA. And I was like, you could do that? I didn't even know that. So I actually went to LA for like 10 days. I was doing a competition, but at the same time, I was like just networking. I was going to different hotels. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about moving here. Can I transfer here? Because I wasn't going to come. I respect people that come out and don't have a job at all, but I was like, that's not going to be me because I'm not trying to be homeless on the street.
Yep.
So I was
Or
able
couch
to,
potato.
exactly. I didn't want to mooch off anybody. So I was able to find a hotel and they were like, yeah, when can you come? And so I immediately had a job when I came out here.
That's
And
awesome.
I was at that hotel for about 5 years before I let that go. But I always said I wouldn't quit until I knew that acting was paying the bills. You know, and people don't even know. During first season of Family Business, I was still parking cars at night. I was still doing it. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like, oh, I'm on a show now I can just quit. Like, you know, because the industry is in waves.
Yep.
You might be up one moment and then the next moment you're struggling or you're down. So it's always good to have that side job
Well,
because you got
it's
to
funny.
live.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how you say that waves. One moment you're up and down because as you and I was discussing before the show, again, I'm confusing the twin, and I'm sorry, Tia and Tamara, but the one who was on the
Yeah.
reel,
Yeah, Tamara. Tamara.
Tamara Mori, she basically, I watched a podcast this weekend thanks to Ran for sending that to me, which was very interesting. I'll pick your brain on some things that inspired me to ask you those things about the ups and downs and what it plays on actors, actresses, but at the end of the day, actors, actresses are just human beings that also go through mental health and all that stuff. So we'll definitely get
Right.
into that a little later on the
Okay.
show. But first, let's have some fun, break the ice a la Britney Spears style. Melanie has
Okay.
a fun game that she likes to do with our guests. So Melanie, take that away.
All right, so we're gonna play the lovely game of this or that. So I'm gonna
Oh,
ask you
okay.
questions. You just choose the one that you prefer. All
Okay.
right, so ready?
Is it rapid fire? Just go with it. Just go.
Yes, yes.
All right. Let's
All
do it.
right. So sleep in late or get up early?
Sleeping late.
Wine or liquor?
Wine.
Okay. Camping or hotel?
Hotel.
Oh, you bougie. Okay. Um,
Sometimes, not all the time.
coffee or tea? Coffee. Okay. Dogs or cats?
Dogs all the way. I'm allergic to cats. Ooh, I can't do it.
Summer or winter?
Summer. Even though I'm
Yes.
like a winter baby, but
Me too.
I'm a fall.
It's
Technically,
fine.
I'm a fall baby,
Yeah.
but nah, summer all day.
All right. Dining in or dining out?
Dining out.
Do you prefer the 80s or the 90s? This should be easy.
I mean, I'm a '90s kid, '90s, so
We
that's
all
you know.
90s kids.
Yeah. Well, I was born 1990 on the dot, so I'm the first year that started off. You know.
Oh my.
So
Wait a
yeah.
minute. I'm 89.
It's okay. You spend most of your time in the '90s anyway. You know.
Only six.
Definitely the '90s for sure.
Okay. Walk on the beach or dance at a club?
Oh man, now that's a tough one. I would have to say walk on the beach.
That's cute.
I'm a water
Tra-
baby.
I love, yeah.
I love being
Travel
bilingual.
overseas or explore locally?
Travel overseas.
Yeah.
I need to do more of that.
All right, last one. Boxers or briefs?
Can I just go with boxer brief? I'm writing them out.
Boxer brief. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
that's fine.
Trunks, box brief. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
we
go.
need to, yeah, it needs to start being boxer briefs because I feel
That's a
brief.
more of a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more of a thing. Boxer briefs. Briefs are like briefs are basically tidy whities.
Whitey tighties. Yeah.
Yeah, tidy white.
But
Whatever.
briefs are like it's like shorter and more constricted,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
boxers are like too free. So it's kind of like I love how box briefs are like in the middle.
Yep.
So
Same.
yeah.
Although at home, as I'm getting older myself, although the question wasn't for me, well, we already know. At home,
You can answer it.
At home, I walk around thing. But if I have to be in something, I've been wearing boxers. If I'm not in nothing,
Okay.
boxers.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I don't like to be tight anymore. Like
Yeah,
everything's so
well,
tight.
you know, who likes to wear that when they're in the comfort of their own home, you know?
Let it all hang out. Anyways, let's get back to family business. So much. We have so many questions from our circle friends, but let's get back to family business. You moved to LA in 2015. 2018, tell us the story of how family business came about.
Okay, so I actually got the audition in 2017. I hadn't really done anything, to be honest. I was just very new, very green. And one of my best friends, Naya, love her to death. She's another actress friend of mine. She was network queen, and I learned a lot about networking from her. And I remember she was like, yo, we should go out to this lounge. It was called Zen Lounge at the time. It was Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin's club at the time. They're not together anymore, but back then they were. And so just being out and about, and she was like, yo, you should come. You know, I want you to meet this guy. So I went, right? And I met the guy. He was really cool. And I think a lot of people get the misconception that networking means you have to go up to somebody and be like, oh, by the way, here's my headshot, here's my resume, here's my whole stats. And it's like, calm down. Because a lot of times when you meet directors and cast people, especially, you know, in off hours, they just want to get to know you. They want to get to know your personality. They want to see, is this person crazy? You know, and then usually once they get that good rapport with you, then they'll start to be like, okay, well, maybe I could put him in something, or maybe I could send him an audition, you know. And that's exactly what happened. He called me months later, who ended up being Trey Haley, the director of Family Business, and was like, yo, I really loved your energy, and I would love for you to come and audition for me. So I never got the show through an agency or a manager. It was all just like, you know, like Melanie said, right time. Just, you know, it was at the right place, the right time. I went and auditioned for it. And that's when I got the part, and we started filming. And probably by early 2018, BET was kind of sniffing around and was like, this doesn't need to be a movie. This needs to be a television series. And,
it was a book,
you know,
too. It was a book.
Yeah, so it's based on Carl
Weber.
Weber's. So Carl Weber, who's an amazing best-selling book author, he has Urban Books Media. And he's had so much success in his books, but The Family Business is one of his biggest book series. And so, and I think that's why, we could talk about that later, but I think that's why the show has lasted so long, because there's so much material. He has like at least 7-8 books. So it's like so many opportunities for the storylines with such a big ensemble cast to keep going for as long as people love it. And so here we are, almost 4 years later, and season 3 just dropped 2 months ago, and here we are. So it's been a crazy ride.
Yeah, tell us about your character. You played Rio Duncan. So tell us about your character. I know a little bit about him, but I want you to set it up and tell the people Rio Duncan, and you know, all about your character and how he fits into the show.
Yeah, so I would say The Family Business is like a Black Mafia meets Dynasty Sopranos type of family. It's a big Black excellence, powerful Black family, which is so cool to see on television. Seeing a rich Black family who's, you know, got their stuff together, but at the same time, they be selling drugs on the low. They have another cartel type of business with this Latin family. And so Rio is the youngest of the Duncan clan, I like to say, of the siblings, me and my twin Paris. And Rio he's the gay son. He's the flamboyant. He's the comic relief. He's the stylish. You always going to see him wear different color hair, different outfits. But still like very much a part of the family. Like he may feel like a black sheep in his mind, but at the same time he rides for his family just as hard. He's still with the shit. At the end of the day, he's still gonna, pick up a gun if he needs to. He's gonna. I love that I've been able to bring something different to this character where it's showing a different side to people, especially on a black show. That like people of LGBT can be more than one thing. They can have masculine and feminine qualities. They can have a different edge to them. And as the seasons have gone on, we've seen his character develop a little bit more. But yeah, Rio's fun to play. He's gonna always show some sass in every scene.
I like that name. I like that name, Rio.
Real, right?
Well, if you think about it, all of his siblings are named after cities. So we have a brother named Vegas, Orlando. My sister's name is Paris. My older sister, who plays by Tammy Roman, is London.
Love Tammy.
My mom's name is Chippy, but Chippy is short for Charlotte. So Carl had a very interesting way of making the characters' names based on cities. And my nephew's name is Nevada. It's a lot. So it's fun.
That's awesome.
You played again, you mentioned a lot of actors. There's a lot of great people in this. My girl Tammy, who I love, but Ernie Hudson, Valerie Pettiford, like so many greats that you're working with. And as you said, a big ensemble. One of our circle friends asked, have you ever met a celebrity, or in this case, a peer, let's say family business, that gave you a starstruck moment, like where you were like, oh shit, this is happening, I'm working with them?
Well, if I'm gonna say from the show, it was definitely Valerie Pettiford. I feel like she's played everybody's TV's mom from like Half and Half, and she played Mariah Carey's mom in Glitter. Like me and my mom used to love that.
I love that movie.
I know. A lot of people snuck
Justice for Glitter.
Can we have Justice for Glitter? Hashtag Justice for Glitter. Shout outs to Mariah Carey. I remember when I first was in the hair and makeup, and she was sitting right there, and the director was like, "Hey, Valerie, this is going to be Arrington. He's playing your son." And so I usually don't get starstruck too much, but just seeing the quality, and she's, Tony nominated actress. She was just the most sweetest and humble and kind. So is Ernie, two legends in their own right. And to have her play my mom, that was like a full circle moment for me. And yeah, from Michael Jai White to Lisa Ray to Clifton Powell. And every season we're getting more and more. We just had Sheila E., Prince's drummer on this. It's like every season it's like more and more celebrities and iconic people want to be a part of this project. So especially for this being my first project, I just soak up everything, and I'm just like, I'm literally working with people I've watched growing up, so I can't be any more grateful.
Nice. What's the best advice you've gotten from one of your fellow co-stars? Whether it's like life, acting.
Yeah. I would definitely say to stay kind, stay easy to work with. Like you can be the best actor in the world, but if you're like, excuse my French, if you're like a bitch or you're like a douchebag, you won't have a longevity in your career. They've always said you bring this light and this energy. I don't want to say that because I just wore the shirt, but
no pun intended.
No pun intended, but don't lose that part of you, because that's what sets you apart and that's what makes you different, and that's what's going to keep you working for a long time, because people just know that you're a good person and a good human being on top of being professional. So definitely professionalism, as well as just having a good personality and not letting Hollywood change you, which I don't feel like it has for me. I don't know about friends, because
I highly doubt it.
Listen, I'm the same person that was in Maryland to here, so the East Coast is still in there.
But you have the Baltimore accent. Even when you say Baltimore,
really?
Yes.
Oh man, it depends on who I'm around. Because sometimes when I'm with friends, the DC will come out, because I grew up right in the middle, so it's like I kind of have both. But I don't know.
Now you said before theater and being in front of the camera are two different things. Which one would you say you prefer? It would be your preference if you could be in theater or in front of the camera.
I I prefer to be in front of the camera. I've always loved just like the emotion that it brings, the authenticity that it brings, and just the realism of it. Of course, I love being on stage, but I think that's why ultimately through college I was like, you know what? I think film is more my route because I get more out of it, and that's why I like that versus Broadway and theater. But theater's always gonna have a special place in my heart, you know. But yeah,
Nice.
film
So
for sure.
tell us, I have to know because I was geeked out.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my! Out of all the actors and stuff, great actors and actresses there, I kind of like geeked out with Tammy Roman. I love her from like the back in the day in the Real World. Now she's doing
Mhm.
Real World Homecoming. She's done Basketball Wives, which
Basketball
I
Wives.
followed. Like, and I love her transition. You know, from basically reality star to into she's doing her damn thing, landing gig after gig.
She is
Like
booked and
how
busy.
yes, she is.
Booked and busy.
How was it working with Tabby Roman? Like I love. Oh, she's half Puerto Rican too, because we were talking about
Yeah,
earlier on the
yeah,
show. Yeah, she's half Puerto
yeah.
Rican.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Honestly, I just learned something new. Well, see, I was always a fan of Tammy from Basketball Wives because I just always thought she was real. She gonna tell it like it
Love it.
is. She
Love
was
it.
just down to earth. Some people may have said other things, but I always enjoyed her. And when I first met her, I felt the same energy. She's always kept it real. She always keeps it 100. She is my big sister on the show, but she's definitely been that outside of the show as well. And just to
That's
see
awesome.
her transition, I mean, she said her age publicly, but it's still like, you know, for her at her age to where I feel like she's finally coming into her own and
Mm-hmm.
her stride. You know, reality TV is one thing, but people don't know she's been acting for a minute. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if you look back, you know, she did an episode on the Parkers. She's done stuff here and there, and I think that's where her heart truly lied, was in doing film and television. And she kills it, man. I mean, she's on like 3 different shows: the Miss Pat show, she was on Saints and Sinners, she's on my show. So it just goes to show that at any age, if you have a desire and a passion for it, you know, and you want to be taken seriously, show the people that this is what you want to do. Because I know for her, it was probably tough to leave a world where people knew of her already as
Mm-hmm.
Tammy Roman to be
Yeah.
taken seriously in the acting world. But she, like I said, she studies her craft. She knows what she does, and she shows up, and she's real. Like, you know,
She is.
I'll never forget. I think it was first season when like Fashion Nova was really kind of coming around too, and I remember she hooked the brother up. She was like, "Listen, I know some people," and you know, she didn't have to do that to me. I was a new actor coming in, you know, and
Aw,
she
that's
she
sweet.
she's she's so sweet, so sweet. I was like, not surprised, but at the same time, it does always surprise you when you see somebody that you've looked at on TV, and you're like, "Ooh, I wonder if they're gonna be different in person." But she was as real as they come. Love
I
her.
love to see people that are older like move in the direction of their careers. There's
Mhm.
this famous host and fashion stylist, Bevy Smith. She
Yes.
always says, I love her and I have her book, thanks to you, Charlie. She said in one of her chapters, it gets greater later. It gets better with age. And like a lot
Yeah.
of people,
Yeah.
there's a lot of ageism out there, especially in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But
So much in Hollywood.
there is always room for any age. There's always like a role, a part, a career, anything. It doesn't matter the age.
I
So I
agree.
love that.
Yeah, I
That's
love
the
that
beauty
too.
of acting, you know, is
Mm-hmm.
that you can be in your 30s and 40s. I mean, look at people like Samuel Jackson or Morgan Freeman or Viola Davis who have just kind of peaked in their late 40s, early 50s. And that just
Viola
goes to
Davis is
just,
from Rhode Island.
yeah, it's like it just goes to show that how bad do you want it? How much are you willing to put in the work? You know, a lot of people don't want to. They just want to be famous in one year, and it's like it might take you 10 years. Like, are you
Mm,
willing to do that? And they just goes to show that, you know, at any age you can have your best life. I mean,
absolutely.
it's crazy. Look at Halle Berry. Look at her directing the #1 movie on Netflix and
That
been in the
movie
industry
was
for
so
30
good.
years.
I haven't
Yeah, like
seen it.
It's
you
so
gotta,
good. I saw it
I
on
love Halle
Thanksgiving.
Berry. I love Halle Berry. Like
Bruce was so
overall, like
good.
I mean,
I
it's
love
Halle
Halle.
Berry, you
Yeah,
know. But the fact
exactly.
that she's been able to remain relevant for 3 decades, like it just goes to show
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, it doesn't stop once you get to a certain age. I thought, you know, I'm 31. Ooh, I don't know, I just said that, but whatever. It's like last year, because I turned 30 in 2020, people have this misconception, oh, your 30s. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm excited, and from my peers and people that are older than me, they're like, your 30s are where you're going to thrive. It just gets better. Wait till you get to your 40s. It gets even better.
It does get better.
Like, I'm just excited to look
Let me
forward.
tell you, because I feel the same way. I'm 32. I just turned 32 this February. And I feel like for your 30s, I don't have time for bullshit. Like, it
you
just
stop
feels
giving
like,
a fuck. I'm sorry.
exactly.
I
You
guess I
could,
can cuss.
yes.
Yeah, you could curse.
Yes, you can. You stop giving
caring.
a fuck. You stop caring and like worrying about people's like opinions and shit. I love being 30. So
No,
and I
it
think
does
that
get
like
better.
you're more in tune with who you are and yourself. I think your 20s, I can speak for me and probably a lot of people, where you make a lot of mistakes, you're still trying to figure out where you fit, what you want to do in life. And I feel like your 30s is where you can kind of be more where you want to be. You're a little bit wiser. Hopefully you got more money. But you're also just you're able to live more in your truth and just be happy, and it's like you can relax a bit, and like you said, when you stop, I think a lot of people wish that they didn't care about what other people thought when they were like in their high school years. Like, we just care so much. So it takes away the stress when you like, I don't have time for that. I literally be like, and
you're
it's all
not
about positive
influenced
energy
either.
If you're not giving me that vibe, I cut off a lot of people in 2020. And sometimes you got to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Oh, we know.
Mental health. I know. Let me not skip ahead because we talk about mental health, but it's real. It's
we
so
know.
True.
We definitely know about that. And I love that we hit ageism, because that's one of the reasons why I love Tammy. It's just not the real. It's just, I love people that I could sit there and get inspired by, like, yo, she's this age and she is doing her thing now. Like, it makes me
She's
feel
probably
like
more successful, more happy
she was
right now than she ever was.
Exactly.
And it's good to see.
Inspires people like me, and I hope other people get inspired and not let age or, oh, I should have done this when I was 18. I should have done this when I was 20 something. No, keep going. If it's meant for you and you really want it, go at it. And that's why Tammy, I love her. And that's why she's such an inspiration. Not because of the LOL she's given and her realness. I love that too. But that inspiration, like, wow, she's doing her damn thing years later. So it's still possible for us, for, the people that still really want it, But we have some images that we're putting up really quick on the screen, and we want you to walk us through it
Christian
real quick.
Keys.
Yeah. Tell us, I don't know if you can see it yet, but this scene right here, I've seen the video. What was going on in this scene? We were trying to put the video up, but we were having technical difficulties. So could we just walk through this particular still scene and what was going on with this scene?
Yeah, so Christian Keys, amazing actor. He played. Listen, the brother's fine. He fine. And so this scene wasn't a lot of acting. I ain't gonna lie. Christian, don't hate me, but it's like he plays Niles Monroe, who is my twin Paris's love interest, who's also kind of. We don't know if the Duncans can fully trust him just yet. He's kind of like. He's involved with some other types of shit that it's like, But in this scene specifically, which is one of the clubs that I own, I'm the club owner. And I remember Paris in this scene was telling me, if I ever see Niles, hit her up, kind of like that twin, that sister, like, bro, like, sis, he's here. You need it. And she's like, okay, well, distract him while I'm, while I make my way over. So I was like, oh, I got you, girl. So. That's just Rio being Rio, trying to, keep him a little.
The good wingman.
I'm a good wingman, as a brother should be. So I'm just, keeping him occupied till my sister gets into the bar.
Nice. Now we're moving on to this next scene. And something else we know about you, and I've seen a lot of people also comment and say, is that you change your hairstyle. Something with Rio is that he changes his hairstyle every episode, every so often. Now here in this
every scene it feels like
you have green hair, and what's going on in this scene?
So this is from the pilot, this is from the first episode. And what's funny about the hair color, I remember the writer Carl Weber was just saying, hey, we just want something that's going to set him apart from everybody else. He's got like all these badass brothers and sisters and whatever. What can we do? And they were like, just change his hair color or something like that. And we were like, okay. And it it just stuck. You know, I don't think we had seen something like that since like Cisco or Dennis Rodman. You didn't see a lot of that
Yup.
on television, and it became a thing. You know, it is temporary spray. I want everybody to know I don't dye my
Okay,
hair those
good.
colors, or else I wouldn't have edges to this day. But no, it's just spray, and it's so fun. It's a collaborative effort between the makeup and the hair and myself, and we just pick different colors. And it's still crazy that after 3 seasons, we've been able to find new colors that haven't been done before already, or we revisit colors that like some of the fans really love the most. But yeah, in this scene, my it's the big kind of opening where my dad is announcing his retirement and passing on the reins to a new leader who ends up being Orlando. And you know, me and Paris, you know, we're doing our whole twin thing, you know, and seeing somebody. I'm pretty sure I saw somebody fine at the party, but I'm not going to reveal who that is if you haven't seen it yet. But
All
Don't
right.
reveal it
No,
yet.
no, no. All
no, I
right.
won't
So
reveal it.
that was so now as we was talking about this prior to the show and how it ties to mental health in that podcast I was watching with Tamara, Mari. Um, when it comes to acting and you're someone that could tell the people it's not as easy. Like you said, there's waves, ups and downs. How would you say mental health and taking the word actors and actresses away, because at the end of the day, we're human beings, we're people.
Right.
It's just acting, actor, actress is the profession, word, whatever. How does mental health um, how would you say mental health impacts you guys? I heard Tamara talk about it. What are your, stories or something you could share of how mental health could play into like, your life with, jobs, not getting a job, 1 minute having one job, like the ebbs and flows that goes into
Hmm.
acting in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, mental health is such an important thing, just in life in general. And as artists, we give, I don't know what Tamara said, but I'm sure we can relate on so many levels. I actually met her once, sidebar.
Oh,
We can talk
nice.
about that. We can talk about that story later. But I feel like we give so much of ourselves. Like, you know, as a normal 9 to 5, you have your resume. Like, I am my resume. You know, me going into auditions and me doing different characters. And I feel like there are so many jobs that you don't get, so much rejection, and if your mental health is not in the right place, it can take you on a downward spiral. You know, that's why so many actors have, you know, committed suicide or have gone through depression. I mean, I've gone through a little bit of depression. I would say 2020 was just as recent. You know, I think with the way so much was going on, the pandemic, the police brutality, not knowing the status of my career, my livelihood, you know, you can go through so many different spirals. And I think that for me, the thing that has helped me so much, is to, you know, have my daily affirmations, stay in contact with family and friends, doing stuff that's positive, whether that's working out, meditation, prayer, anything I can do to keep my head on straight, to keep me, you know, because this is a business that's a long end game. I have to constantly wake up every day and tell myself, you are strong, you are powerful, you are handsome, you are talented. You have to tell yourself these things,
Affirmations, yeah.
because it's a business where a lot of times you're going to be told no, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with your talent.
Mm,
I've gone for so many auditions, so many roles that we've seen on television that I didn't get, and a lot of times it could just be your look. You know, you have brown eyes, you're black, you're tall, you're to this, to that, and you know, unfortunately, that's stuff that you can't really change about yourself. So I've learned over the years, and that comes with age, to just be more comfortable in your own skin
Right.
and talk to somebody, whether that's therapy, whether that's friends that you trust or family members. It's mental health, man. I feel like I'm in the happiest place in my life right now, and that starts with mental health. That starts with being happy within, because if you're, you know, it's like what RuPaul used to say: if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love
well,
anybody
that's
else?
that's one of
but
That's right.
our
but I mean,
mantras.
that's it's real. And what's funny is one of my act teachers, I'll just shortly say that he always said that art imitates life. And so a lot of times when I do these roles, I stop thinking of the roles or characters as characters, because they're just a little part of me. And if you're not happy within yourself, you're not going to show that in your work and in life in general. And so having that self-love, which is, it's hard. You get lonely sometimes. LA can be a lonely place. If you keep getting told no, it can break down your confidence and your self-esteem. But as long as you know that, like, you got this, you have what no one else in this world has, you have what it takes, that you can achieve anything. And I firmly believe that it's a lot about patience and timing. And, when it's your time, it's your time. I've seen it happen with friends of mine that are doing amazing things, and even in myself. I mean, sometimes I think the biggest thing I'm doing right now is gratitude, because gratitude breeds more positivity and optimism. And I just look back at, like, where I was 6 years ago. I've slept on couches, I've slept on the floor, I've had negative in my bank account, and it's real. It's not glamorous all the time, but those things prepare you for the blessings. Those things give you that testimony, that story to tell people, like, if I can do it, you can do it.
Right.
Period.
I love that.
I love that too. I love that too. Now, I don't know if I asked you something similar, but we have a question that I'm reading. Have you ever met a celebrity that really gave you that starstruck moment?
Oh, the Starstruck? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Valerie. But I mean,
Valerie.
On my
but outside
show,
of family business.
Outside of family business, I mean, well, since I already talked about it, most people don't know, but I think it was 2016. I actually was on The Real. It was the 3rd season opener, but I was just an audience member. And I was just like, oh, okay, I would love to go to the show because my friend had an extra ticket. They ended up picking me to be on a game segment. You can YouTube it. It's there. And unfortunately, this was the first season after Tamar had left. So I didn't get to meet her, but I did get to meet Tamara and Lonnie and Jeannie and Adrian, and that was really cool. But especially Tamara. I always grew up watching Sister Sister, one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, loving T and Tamara. And I remember during the commercial break, Tamara was standing right there, and I just told her, hey, as another actor, I'm always inspired by you and your sister. And I remember she was like, keep going. She was like, you got this, keep going. I always keep that in mind. And then I said her son has the same birthday as mine, and she was like, get out of here. So shout outs to Aiden.
I think they're both cancers, T and Tamara.
They are cancers, yeah.
Cancers. Water signs.
Tamara's son he's a Scorpio, has the same birthday as me. But yeah, they're both cancers. But they're just sweet individuals that didn't let being child stars, change them at all.
Yes.
And that's very rare,
Very.
That's probably because they had parents that raised them right. They had a black mama, for sure.
Well, she's about her mama. On that podcast I was telling you
about. And that's the same with me. If I ever started to act out, I could just hear my mom in the back. Nah.
What sign is your mom? If your dad's
she's
an
a Sagittarius.
Ooh.
She's a Sagittarius.
Aquarius.
Yeah. I know. I've had a couple Sagittarius in my life.
Yeah, she gonna make sure things are going the way they need to go. Her birthday was on the 27th, so shout outs to mom. They're still married, 34 years. Blessing.
Shout out. Well, I have a Sagittarius brother. Shout out to actually his birthday, I believe, is on next week's show. Exactly. Yeah. Next Wednesday. It's his birthday.
Sag season.
Shout out to
season.
Yep, Sag season. Shout out to my brother Jay. Funny enough,
but I've had Paula Abdul hug me.
Oh shit! Y'all just reminded me. I gotta say happy birthday to someone.
Yeah, I've met so many people, and at this point, the only person that would make me starstruck would probably be like Beyonce at this point. Okay. Or Rihanna.
Well, soon you'll meet Beyonce.
Soon you'll see our paths will cross at some point. I'm a firm believer of that. Absolutely.
It's gonna happen. All right, now we're gonna go into a fun game. We had fun getting to know you, talking family business, but now we're gonna play this game called Choose Your Co-Star. Basically, we're gonna go down a list of different topics and throw out actors or actresses' name, and you're basically gonna build your perfect cast, basically. So, you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Ready? All right. Let's play the game. Choose your co-star. As your love interest, would you have Megan Good or Keke Palmer?
Megan Good.
Megan Good.
Yes.
I like Megan Good too.
Keke
Palmer is a key. Keke Palmer is a key. It would be fun with her, but Megan Good.
Megan's the original bad bitch from the 90s.
Yep, absolutely. All right. On the road to play your father, Forrest Whitaker or Denzel Washington? Arrington, not you.
Denzel. Listen,
I knew
he has
Denzel.
been one of my
I knew
biggest
this was
role
you.
models. One of the
Yeah.
biggest role models ever. So to be able to have him as my father, I'm manifesting that. Let's do that.
There we go. Mother, to play your mother, Felicia Rashad or Angela Bassett?
Woo!
Angela.
You threw the curve, but I mean Queen Angela.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love
You
them
know,
both. But Felicia
but
I
Rashad
love
Felicia's
will always
come
be
Angela.
my
on, one of the
mom. Like
best
she'll
TV
always be like a
moms.
mom. Yeah.
Cosby
As
Show.
your best friend in the movie, Michael B. Jordan or O'Shea Jackson Jr. Play the role
Ooh,
of your best friend in the movie.
O'Shea is
as my best
fine.
friend. I know.
Michael B.
I
Jordan
would,
is
I
flying.
would, I know, I
O'Shea
know.
he's my
I,
vibe. He's my
I would
type.
I would actually probably pick O'Shea just because I feel like maybe me and Michael would be a little bit too similar. Maybe O'Shea could give me like a different brother vibe
Yeah.
to me.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, last but not least, your antagonist slash foe.
Ooh.
And this was like a random one. Tristan Wilde or Tahari P. Henson.
Oh, I love Taraji too much. I can't pick her, so it'd have to be
Come
Tristan.
on, Empire.
Yeah, Taraji's from DC. She from my hood. Nah,
Love
there's no
Taraji.
enemy in there. No,
Yeah.
sorry,
Love
Tristan.
it.
We have to go in.
All right, that's it. We build your perfect cat. Now, what would you call that movie?
Man, I would call it Black Excellence.
There we go. Now, what's we're gonna end this soon, but who's an actor? I'm gonna ask you two questions. Who would you
Okay.
want to play you? What actor would you want to play you in your life movie? And who would you want to play if there was an audition out there for you to play someone's life movie actor wise?
Mhm.
Who would you want to play? So two questions.
Mhm. Oh man, who would I want to play me? Well, I'll say the other question is a little bit easier for me. I've been told since I was a child that I would play him in a biopic, and it would probably be Tiger Woods. So if Tiger Woods always had a biopic, give me a baseball cap. It's like it's right there. So I probably would.
You beautifying him.
Drive
You
into ditches.
Oh well, thank you.
you are beautifying him because
Oh.
Yeah,
I
you definitely
was
are.
thinking Michael Ealy, but okay.
Man, I love me some Michael Ealy.
Mhm.
Me
Love
too.
Michael Ealy.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, and he's from Baltimore. He's from Silver Spring.
Ooh,
Go ahead,
Boris
Maryland, on that
Kojo.
too.
Oh, someone said
Love
Boris
him
Kojo.
too. Love
I
him
said it.
too.
you
Yeah,
said it.
but who would I want to play? Me?
Who would you
I
want to
mean,
play?
that's so
Yeah.
that's I feel like I haven't had much life experience with someone to play me, but I guess right now there was an actor by the name of Jeremy Pope who did Hollywood, and I thought he was fantastic in that movie, fantastic in that role. I want to see him in more stuff. I was definitely a fan of his work for sure. So I'll pick Jeremy Pope. Yeah.
All right. So, Arrington, we're going. It's funny because I love that you are about gratitude because we end things with let's end it in gratitude. So, we want you to think about something that you're grateful for. But while you think about that, really quick, Melanie and I are going to give our Circles Corner. We haven't done this little segment in a while. Circles Corner is when there's something out there, whether it's a movie, a show, a dish, whatever it may be. This world is always spitting out something that we want to put people onto. So, Melanie, do you want me to start, Melanie, or do you want to go first with your Circles Corner?
I'll be really quick with mine. So, the Congressional Progressive Caucus on Tuesday endorsed Republican Mark Takano's 32-hour work week act, which is basically an act that they're thinking about passing that we only, as Americans, get to work for 4 days. So instead of working 5 days, 40 hours, you get to work 4 days, 32 hours, and I need extra sleep. So I'm all about it.
All right. My Circles Corner is, hey, it's the Christmas season, it's the holiday season, and I'm a dork and a sucker for Christmas stuff. So RuPaul, your fellow Scorpio, just dropped last week The Bitch Who Stole Christmas. It is cheesy. It is funny. It is everything a Christmas movie is. Puns and all that good stuff. So if you want a good laugh and just some good cheesiness and just Christmas all around and see all your favorite drag queens. Bitch Who Stole Christmas is on VH1, and I'm sure it's gonna be on Paramount Plus soon.
Paramount
Like
Plus.
so.
Yeah, I gotta check
Yes,
out
so
that.
that's our Circus Corner. Now, let's end it in gratitude. Before we end it in gratitude, Arrington, tell the people. This is a time where we like to tell our guests to sell themselves, like sell themselves like a prostitute in church. Tell the people, I know, right? Tell the people where they could find you, your social medias. If you have Cash App, hey, listen, we all need a little bump.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, tell the people all the places they could find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, you can find me at Arrington Foster, all one word. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter. I am super grateful for a lot of things, but I would definitely say I'm grateful for um, just my family, family business. So both families, my work family, but my real family, my close friends that have definitely been there for me through the ups and the downs. And I'm excited for 2022. I'm excited for what's next. Catch your boy on something new soon. And
Yes.
just to keep showing more of me in different roles, and just to represent where I come from, and represent the Black community, the LGBT community, just everybody. And yeah,
Love it. Love
you
it.
can send me money if you want.
What's your Cash App? Tell the people your Cash
I
App.
actually
Yeah.
delete. Listen, I have a
Listen, we
funny.
stream too, so
Somebody tried to hack my Cash App, so I actually deleted my Cash App. Be careful,
Uh-uh.
please, when it comes to these scammers, because it's real out
yeah,
there.
it is real
I
out there
don't
right
be
now.
sending no money to nobody else no more. Venmo,
Mm-mm.
I
What's your
forget what mine is.
Venmo?
I think
Tell the people your
my
Venmo.
Venmo is Arrington Foster 1990. I believe it's all one word. But yeah, follow me on the gram. I'm trying to get back on Twitter a little bit more, so follow me on Twitter as well.
Nice.
I
Definitely have me
love
on the gram.
Twitter.
I know it's where I find all the juiciness. So
I'll be following you.
Let's end it in gratitude. I don't want to get too personal, because I like to keep some things private. But my job, and the inspiration that some of these individuals are just, I don't know, giving into my life and bringing upon me right now. So my job and the inspiration, and I don't want to say certain words to give away certain things, but my job and the individuals who are inspiring me and helping me to be patient and learning how to communicate with different type of people. So definitely that's my gratitude, Melanie.
My gratitude, I'm just grateful to be alive. Like
period.
there's so many people that have passed this year, and it's like happening every day. You hear someone passing away, and it's so sad, and I'm just happy to be able to see the light of day. Yeah, and to be able to spend another holiday with friends and family. So that's what I'm grateful for.
That's
Absolutely. All
beautiful.
right. Well, it's been a fun show. We want to thank you, Arrington, so much for joining the Inner Circle podcast. We really, really appreciate you taking your time and coming on and chit chatting with us. Everyone, if you make sure you tell your friends, your mamas, your baby mothers, your cousins, all of them to watch the episode if you guys missed it live, or to stream the very next day. We are on Apple, we are on Spotify, we are on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Make sure you hit the link on our Facebook, our Inner Circle, our Instagram, the Inner Circle Podcast. Check us out, follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, Arrington. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you
We'll
guys
see you
so
guys next
much.
week. Love ya.
Peace.
Bye.
Are we on?